There is a reason why top page ranks every league go to the same people no matter what. They have completely figured out how this temporary game mode works, and they're using these amazing methods to get the highest points per hour. But guess what? The best part about their game plan is that anyone can do it, including you. All it takes is some brainstorming, a few tips and tricks here and there, and even you can turn that bronze trophy into dragon trophy with casual playstyle. Today I'm gonna show you those techniques. I'm gonna show you these methods that best players use every time, and at the end of this video, maybe we can figure out a very optimal strategy going into Leagues 6. As someone who is a proud owner of all of these lovely dragon trophies from previous leagues, it is time to get another one. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, I don't want you to get your hopes up too high. You are not going to be rank 1 in these leagues. We all know Solo Machine will sacrifice 7 virgins for Yama to get that rank. But that's okay, you can still perform extremely well and be efficient no matter how many hours you put in. So what is the first thing to look out for? Well, the league's point system inherently isn't very balanced. Jagex tries their best, but with the way your Oldschool Runescape foundation is built, some aspects of the game just simply give out more points. I want to emphasize that everything I mentioned in this video is just the information we have available from previous leagues, and it mostly involves the task system that will see some changes, but for the most part stays the same. There will be over 1,000 tasks in these leagues that give those yummy points, and usually Jagex swaps out about 10% of the task list from league to league, so we still have a very good grasp on what to expect this time around. For example, let's first look at clue scrolls and how they function in leagues. Every league clue scrolls end up being so incredibly broken in points, and for some reason Jagex keeps buffing the clue relic even more, which amplifies the amount of points you get. Firstly, without even getting into rewards, you get league points by just opening caskets. Easy, medium, hard, elite, master all had their own points to unlock by just clicking on the casket. Secondly, you get points for obtaining unique clue items from each tier as well. So for example, getting 5, 20 and 50 unique items from hard clues gives you 150 points, and this is something that can be obtained very easily with the clue relic, which I'll get into later on. On top of that, a lot of the 50 unique hard clue items you get also give points on their own. For example, equipping full god rune is 80 points, equipping dreamed wizard armor is 80 points, getting an ornament kit item 80 points, gilded armor 80 points, and so on. So while you're trying to get those 50 unique unlocks, you will on the way automatically obtain points by just wearing these armor pieces. On top of that, you also get points for just unlocking normal collection log items. So we talked about 50 unique items from hard clues. Well, there's also rewards for 5, 15, 30 and 50 collection log slots as well, and all of these are unique tasks that give points. You don't have to get clue scroll collection logs to get these points, but clue scrolls do make up for majority of the collection log tab. So the idea is that you can technically complete clues and unlock dozens and dozens of tasks at the same time. You're gonna have to complete a lot of clues anyways if you want to get the most amount of points. About 40% of the entire collection log is just made of clues, and that also makes the clue relic so good to have in leagues. And you know what else is really good to have before leagues comes around? Some nice quality RuneScape merchandise. I am once again partnering with Creator Crafted. They bring RuneScape to life by offering many different products like desk mats, LED signs, statues, pins and much more. Currently they stocked up on brand new vibrant desk mats with plenty of different styles to choose from, and it's available right now in both standard and extra wide sizes. My personal favorite is the Desert Treasure 2 desk mat. It looks absolutely amazing and I just love the art style. On top of that, Creator Crafted has introduced Barrows pin sets. There's only 100 of these available in stock, so make sure to get them before they sell out. If you're looking to get something for yourself or someone close to you, this is a great time to buy some quality RuneScape merchandise. There's a link in the description. Use my code KriibusFC to get 10% off on your next purchase. Okay, let's continue. The reason I think Clue Relic is the best option is because Jagex has taken out all the worst parts about clues and fixed them with this relic. You don't like teleporting to your next clue step? Well, every casket has a 1 in 3 chance to give you clue contracts, and these contracts teleport you to your next clue step, so you can completely skip the travel location from one step to another. Secondly, all the emotes and fallout clue steps no longer require items. And finally, with this relic, clue steps have the lowest possible steps for completion and the maximum amount of rewards. And since we're talking about how many points behind clue scrolls there are, this makes gathering points so much easier. It's also amplified by the fact that all clue scrolls in League 6 will be stackable scroll boxes, so you don't have to worry about being able to carry around only like stack of 5 elite clues. You can bump that bad boy up to thousands if you want. That also works really well with one other benefit of clue relic, which is that clue vessels obtained from skilling are 10 times more likely to drop. So if you're gonna pick something like Endless Harvest as your tier 1 relic, you can start stacking up those clue scrolls on day 1 and then just complete them once you unlock your clue relic. I am definitely planting my account at woodcutting spot and just AFK training with Endless Harvest while gathering clues. Another benefit of gathering points through clue scrolls is that you can only get clue tasks from regions you have unlocked. So we're all starting in Varlamore as our first region. That means you can only get clue steps that are inside Varlamore. All of us are gonna end up with 5 regions in total. That also means we will complete clue steps from only these regions, and that helps you get faster completion times than having the entire world unlocked. I calculated how many points you can get from just clue scrolls in previous leagues, and it was over 6,000 points alone. Just for comparison, that basically allows you to go from tier 1 relic up to tier 5 with just clue scroll rewards. So in conclusion, the idea is to get points and points and points on top of points. A single reward at the task list might look like 80 points on its own, but in reality you're doing dozens and dozens of different tasks at the same time by just opening caskets. But that's not the only way to kinda abuse the system. There are definitely other methods, and mostly it has to do with combat achievements. Oh, by the way, I will be streaming my leagues on day 1, so if you have any questions about this game mode, or if you need any kind of help, I will be live on twitch.tv Kriibus and right here on this YouTube channel as well. Come say hi and let's play leagues together on day 1. Okay, combat achievements. So first of all, it's actually quite similar to clue scrolls. You get points for just completing any combat achievement in the game. You get points for obtaining combat achievement points. You also get points for completing speed tasks. You even get points for completing a single tier of combat achievements. So completing easy, medium, hard, elite tier all give you points on its own. And finally, on top of that, every single region in League 6 has their own boss combat achievements that also give you points. For example, completing Gauntlet in Prifddinas, that is 400 points. Completing Fight Caves, another 400 points. Grotesque Guardians combat achievements, 200 points, and so on. And it's the same principle as clue scrolls. You get points after points after points, and essentially you're just doing what you were gonna do anyways, which is PvM. And since you have extremely powerful relics that do most of the hard work for you, it's very easy to stack up thousands of points that get you to that final unlock. And that is how top players think. They never go for a single task, but rather they look for opportunities where you can complete multiple tasks at the same time. You wanna get a Fire Cape? Make sure you do it on a Slayer task to get that juicy 1 million Slayer experience drop after completion. You get points for equipping a Fire Cape. You get points for speedrun task because your relics are so overpowered, and you will stumble over a couple of other CAs during your first run as well. Even something like tanking a hit from Chad is much easier in leagues because you get so much more defensive stats from relics. And you also get points for sacrificing that Fire Cape to access Inferno. So a single Fight Caves run can give you over 1,000 points. You go to Salra, same exact thing. You have 4 unique rare drops that all give points if you equip them. You have speedrun tasks, you have normal combat achievements, you have green logging combat achievements. Every move you make essentially dumps out points. It is the ultimate dopamine rush. Now, I said this in my previous video, but the point thresholds for every region will be roughly the same. The only exception to that is combat achievements. For example, something like Wilderness only gives 99 combat achievement points, whereas something like Mauritania gives 512 combat achievement points. I'll put all the other region points here as well. I found this document from 2 years ago, so it might be a little outdated, but it does give you a general understanding where most combat achievements are. Majority of the points come from raids, so Mauritania, Desert, Gurend are always gonna have more points than something like Karamja. Now, does that mean you have to pick Mauritania, Gurend and Desert? No, of course not. The difference honestly isn't that big, it's just a couple of 100 points. Even if Mauritania does have the most amount of points, that doesn't mean these combat achievements are easy to complete. Most of them come from Theater of Blood, and even in leagues you still need a couple of teammates to help you out unless you're a giga sweaty player. Although, I would highly recommend picking one raid region for points. There's just a lot of raid loot in general. Something like Chambers of Serek is a good thing to practice in leagues if you've never done it before, and it has so many decent upgrades for your account, no matter what kind of combat style you're choosing. We also get these mega rare vouchers every league, which allows you to just pick a mega rare weapon. That means all 3 raids give you all 3 mega rare weapons. So for example, I am going melee, which means I want to get a sight, but I don't want to do Mauritania. If I pick Desert and complete Dooms of a Mascot, at one point I will get the mega rare voucher, and I can just take this voucher to League's tutorial guy and pick one of the 3 mega rare weapons, which is kinda nice. But on the other hand, something like Grotesque Guardians have the most amount of combat achievement points in the game if we don't count raids. And GIX did announce that Grotesque Guardians Echo Boss is making a comeback with a new magic staff as their drop. And since they have tons of unique drops that all give points, plus their kill count also give points, plus all the combat achievements that give points, we come back to the same thing again. You're not doing one task when you're killing Grotesque Guardians. You're doing like 11 different things at the same time. Training combat, training Slayer, getting points, getting drops, getting kill count, and so on. I think I made my point. Find something that works on many different levels. If you can utilize activities to complete multiple tasks at the same time, you can be very efficient even with not a lot of game time. But I actually have one more thing I want to mention before I end the video, and this is the most important part. Early game points. When you don't have access to BVM, that's when people start writing things down and making a route for themselves. You see this every leagues. Streamers, YouTubers, sweaty players, they all have a route for day 1. Everything they do is laid out perfectly. Never visit the place in the game for one purpose. I saw this a lot in previous leagues. Beginner players get fixated on one task and that loses them a lot of time. I guarantee this leagues in Varlamore there's gonna be a task where a bunch of people gather around and you're gonna get stuck on a meaningless task for a long period of time because the spreadsheet said to do this next. If there's a task to shear an alpaca or kill a buffalo, it's okay to skip this task in the first hour if you can't do it immediately. It actually happened to me in previous leagues. There was this tree that you had to cut down in the potato field in Drainer Village. But the problem was that only one player could complete this task, and then this tree had like a 45-second respawn timer. So I just waited there for 15 minutes before I could complete this task. I could have just easily come back the next day and then complete it, but for some reason I got so fixated on this one tree, and that cost me a lot of valuable time. So when we're talking about getting fast and easy points, a great way to think about it is this. Do I actually need those points right now, or can I just come back later and do it faster? Oh, and also, I almost forgot, I quickly want to mention skilling for fast points as well. From my own personal experience, the best way to train your skills is through minigames. Whether it's Giant's Foundry, Temperos, or Guardians of the Rift in Desert, Brimhaven Agility Arena in Karamja, Blast Furnace in Fremennik, Winterdot, Mahogniums, Mastering Mixology, Tide Farm, Veil Totems, it does not matter. Minigames are amazing, and it's for one reason. The idea is that all of these give you very decent experience per hour, so you're training your skills, but they also give you tons of points. All the unique rewards you get from these minigames are tasks that you have to complete anyways. Like for example, in previous leagues, Guardians of the Rift gave points for the Elemental Ring, the Outfit, Colossal Pouch, Abyssal Lantern, and even the Skilling Bet was 200 point task. On top of that, you needed all the talismans because half of them are needed to access runecrafting altars, because once again, all of them are tasks. And you can do all of this while training your runecrafting level up. So once again, we're just casually completing about 20 different tasks at the same exact time by just training our runecrafting. And this applies to almost every single minigame in Oldschool Runescape. On top of that, once you unlock tier 4 relic in the game, minigame points are boosted by 8 times. So let's say you do one round of Temporos. In the main game, that will give you roughly 6 points per game. But in leagues, you get 48 points per game. How crazy is that? So you can get like 1000 Temporos pulls in 3 hours after tier 4 relic unlock. And that likely will green log you the entire minigame. And talking about fast points, I know a lot of RuneScape players have a very busy life, so they don't have time to make up their own plan, and that's okay. Here is where the official Leagues Discord comes to help you out. Because every leagues, they have multiple different spreadsheets with plans to get you through day 1. I'll put a link in the description for this league server, and you can just join their strategies and pick whatever option fits you the best. And also, while you're in the description, go check out Creator Crafted and their awesome RuneScape merchandise. Use my code KriibusFC to get 10% off on your next purchase. But I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a few days with another Leagues 6 video. Bye!